रोहित वेमुला के ऊपर काफी पॉलिटिसाइजेशन हुआ था। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने भी इसको काफी बड़ा मुद्दा बनाया था। अभी हाल ही में जो क्लोजर रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें उन्होंने उनको एक्सोनरेट किया है।
मैं उसको
पर सर कांग्रेस ने ये मुद्दा उठाया था।
बात में बोलेंगे ना, इस रास्ते में बोले
सर पर कांग्रेस रास्तों पे ये मुद्दा उठा रही थी सर, क्या वो खड़गे जी, रोहित वेमुला के ऊपर काफी पॉलिटिसाइजेशन हुआ था। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने भी इसको काफी बड़ा मुद्दा बनाया था। अभी हाल ही में जो क्लोजर रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें उन्होंने उनको एक्सोनरेट किया है।
मैं उसको
पर सर कांग्रेस ने ये मुद्दा उठाया था।
बात में बोलेंगे ना, इस रास्ते में बोले
सर पर कांग्रेस रास्तों पे ये मुद्दा उठा रही थी सर, क्या वो खड़गे जी, रोहित वेमुला के ऊपर काफी पॉलिटिसाइजेशन हुआ था। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने भी इसको काफी बड़ा मुद्दा बनाया था। अभी हाल ही में जो क्लोजर रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें उन्होंने उनको एक्सोनरेट किया है।
मैं उसको
पर सर कांग्रेस ने ये मुद्दा उठाया था।
बात में बोलेंगे ना, इस रास्ते में बोले
सर पर कांग्रेस रास्तों पे ये मुद्दा उठा रही थी सर, क्या वो खड़गे जी, रोहित वेमुला के ऊपर काफी पॉलिटिसाइजेशन हुआ था। कांग्रेस पार्टी ने भी इसको काफी बड़ा मुद्दा बनाया था। अभी हाल ही में जो क्लोजर रिपोर्ट आई है उसमें उन्होंने उनको एक्सोनरेट किया है।
मैं उसको
पर सर कांग्रेस ने ये मुद्दा उठाया था।
बात में बोलेंगे ना, इस रास्ते में बोले
सर पर कांग्रेस रास्तों पे ये मुद्दा उठा रही थी सर, क्या वो
All right, the only channel to get Congress President Kharge on this. He's on a spot on the Vemula case and he says we've said whatever we had to. He's mum on Raga's Vemula caste. I also want to, Savio, before I come across to you, and I welcome George Kurian and Savio on this fire-twisted of a debate that we're having today. Savio, the memorandum, or I would say the Congress had also in its manifesto in page 7 said they will enact the Rohith Vemula Act. What happened to that? At the same time, I want to say that as he's refusing to respond to the Republic questions, the Congress must answer why this case was politicized.
You see, the most unfortunate aspect of the Congress is that they don't have any better issues than to play caste and creed-based politics. Now, if you go by the own report, and that's very important that the people of this country understand what's written in that report. It's a report done by the police. The police say that there is no evidence of any fact or circumstances available on record which dragged him to commit suicide, and no one is responsible for his death. They go on to say Rohith was aware that he does not belong to the scheduled caste and that his mother got him the SC certificate. It states that this could have been one of Rohith's constant fears, as the revelation of this would result in the loss of academic degrees and he could be prosecuted. Now, the government in Telangana is a Congress government. There is no BJP government or governance in Telangana to even work to what Congress would claim manipulation. The police belong to the Congress. The investigations were conducted by the police. This is their finding. If Congress wants to challenge the finding, they will have to take it to the court of law. But the drama, the fear psychosis they looked at creating using the Rohith Vemula case was to create a divide and create an animosity in the Dalit community. And that is unfortunate, and that primarily with this report is exposed, because the police are clearly saying that Rohith was afraid because he knew that he did not belong to the SC.
I absolutely agree, and therefore I want to ask George Kurian also, Savio. George Kurian, it's very ironic that Rahul Gandhi in 27 had declared that Rohith Vemula was killed for being a Dalit. Now his own Congress's state government's police force has contradicted him. They've said that they're filing a closure report. Very interesting and great details that this closure report has gone into. But if I ask you a political question right here, the BJP hits out at the Congress. It's become a big issue in Telangana, but they claim, the Telangana police claims, Rohith Vemula was not a Dalit.
Well, I just got to know about this topic, and I don't have the closure report that I could go through, like my friend here, Savio. But having said that, I strongly believe that, because the Congress Party has mentioned about the Rohith Vemula Act in its manifesto, the BJP is trying to play down hard on the Congress Party, is what I sense from the entire incident that has come to the fore, and the closure report by the Telangana Police. Yes, I agree that, the state, the police comes under the state. But having said that, the Congress government functions in a way, there is little or no interference as far as the police machinery is concerned. But strongly, we will look into the details about what the closure report is, and I'm sure that the Chief Minister himself, Revant Reddy, will also look into the matter, and cognizance will be taken as to how we can go ahead and check and challenge this entire closure report with respect to Rohith Vemula. And I strongly believe that the Congress Party wants to carry everybody along, irrespective of caste, creed, and religion. We want to also safeguard.
Yes. I understand. I understand the sentiment, George Kurian, that you're talking about. But I am talking not about sentiments, but about facts. We stay with those visuals that are coming in as the protest in Hyderabad University continued. They questioned the closure report. But the fact here, Savio, is the Congress-ruled Telangana government submitted in court that Rohith Vemula was not a Dalit and he was carrying a fake certificate. The fact also is, Savio, Congress-ruled Telangana government claimed that Rohith Vemula did suicide because he was scared that people will know about his fake certificate. Now, will Rahul Gandhi and the other Congress leaders really get up and apologize to the nation for misleading the nation?
Well, I don't think Rahul Gandhi is going to apologize to the nation, even though he should, because their politics has always been about caste and creed. And that is the problem, Rhythm, because they had taken this particular case, which now the facts are coming to light, and went to town claiming that this was a deliberate attempt to target a person belonging to the Dalit community. And now when the police says that Rohith Vemula himself would not have been a scheduled caste, it really tells you what is the mindset of the Congress. What is the mindset of Rahul Gandhi? Please understand, and I keep saying it over and over again, the divide and rule policy of the British continues with the Congress and will continue as long as we keep Congress alive in India. They are only about division based on caste and creed, religious divisions and caste-based division. That is the nature of their politics. They are not about development. They are not about progress. They are not about one nation. They are not about one people. They are about divisions. And you can clearly see in this case, they went to town trying to tell the people of India that the BJP and certain leaders of the BJP targeted Rohith Vemula because he was a Dalit. Please look at everything this government has done over the last 10 years across communities, irrespective of their caste and creed. The upliftment of society that is happening in this country today is happening because we look at them as Indian citizens and not based on their caste and creed.
So, Savio, that's the matter, and I think it's going to become a hot political issue, Savio and George Kurian, as the country goes on the third phase of polling on May 7th. The entire Telangana goes to polls. Rohith Vemula closure report is likely to become a hot election issue. All right, there's breaking news that's coming in as we are speaking on the big developments in the Rohith Vemula case. The Telangana Police has now claimed its probe in the death, claiming he was not a Dalit and died by suicide, and his real identity could be discovered. Some statements that would be made at that time had been false. Let me quickly go across on the story. I'm going to be joined now by Aneri, who's joining us live on the story. Aneri, we've just read through the 60-page report that has been accessed by Republic TV, and the impact is that the families rushed to meet Chief Minister Revant Reddy. The fastest news breaks have been coming in on Republic TV. I want to get a sense about what's happening there. I'm told there's a protest that's happening there, but the fact of the matter is we've only gone and broken what has been written on that report that gives a closure report to this entire caste card, fake caste card that had been played by Rahul Gandhi and others.
Association accusing the then Vice Chancellor, the then Union Labour Minister, the then MHRD Minister of the Prevention of Atrocities Act and of abatement to suicide. The police, if they had done their job rightly, had to have inquired into the role of Apparao, had to have inquired into the role of Bandara Dattatreya. They should have inquired into the role of Smriti Irani. Instead, in a 60-page report, the police has spent more than half of the report to inquire into the caste identity of Rohith Vemula. Rohith Vemula, a man who called birth as his fatal accident, a person who had to bear the brunt of his identity throughout his life. That identity also was snatched away from him yesterday. Despite multiple challenges to the false narrative spread by the ABVP and BJP that Rohith Vemula was not a Dalit, the police report has verbatim repeated the exact same narrative of the ABVP and BJP. It goes into extraordinary limits to collect every testimony, small and large, regardless of whether they are reliable, regardless of whether they have a conflict of interest or not, to establish a false narrative that Rohith Vemula was not a Dalit student. Even worse still, the report goes on to insinuate, to speculate without a shred of proof that Rohith Vemula might have committed suicide because he was afraid that his fake forged certificate might be exposed. There cannot be a greater insult to the life and legacy and the message of Rohith Vemula than an insinuation that he faked his Dalit identity and he was so afraid of that being exposed that he killed himself. The entire report focuses on criminalizing Rohith Vemula, on criminalizing the Dalit scholars of Ambedkar Students Association. It does not even inquire Sushil Kumar, who was the then president of ABVP. It does not even inquire into the role of the then Vice Chancellor Apparao. It completely dismisses a caste angle in the treatment of meted out. This was a case that was specifically intended as charged as an atrocities case. They had to specifically devote the inquiry into whether caste played a role into the treatment meted out to the Dalit scholars or not. Rather, the 60-page report dismisses the role of caste in one single line. It completely dismisses, it completely ignores the fact that the same Vice Chancellor Apparao was charged, was accused of harassment meted out to Dalit scholars when he rusticated 10 Dalit scholars way back in 2001, when he acted discriminatorily against Dalit faculty members in 2001. A long history of discriminatory attitude by the Vice Chancellor has been ignored by the report, and it goes on further still to say that for the first time in the history of this campus, the punishment of a social boycott was accorded to Dalit scholars in this campus, and this report goes on to say that that was a lenient treatment meted out to the students. Shame! This has been how the entire report has been written from page 1, accusing the Ambedkar Students Association students of being prone to violent tendencies, of being unmeritorious, of being more interested in politics than academics. All the gaze of the caste Hindu society, the same gaze has been repeated here in the police report. It is paramount that this campus, which united as one when Rohith Vemula's institutional murder happened in 2016, has to unite again, stand as one force to demand that this report, this atrocious report, is immediately withdrawn to a fresh inquiry into the role of Appa Rao, Smriti Irani, Bandara Dattatreya is being conducted, and a proper inquiry is conducted on to the investigating officers of this particular case who have gone to great extent to malign Rohith Vemula and the Dalit scholars of this campus. I thank each and every one of you for joining here. Now, I invite a representative of AIOBC SA to address the gathering.
Yeah. First of all, we extend our, from All India OBC Students Association, we extend our solidarity to, complete solidarity to the movement seeking justice to Rohith Vemula. First of all, the closure report filed by Telangana Police yesterday, it was full of lies and insinuations. I mean, it did not have any factual facts that have happened on the campus. It just verbatim quoted the posters put up by the ABP and the lies spread by right-wing media. So on this behalf, in this context, AIOBC extends full support to the movement, and we demand Telangana Police to seek a fresh inquiry and conduct a fresh inquiry into the case. Thank you.
Now, I invite a representative from ISA to address the gathering. I invite a representative from ISA to address the gathering. I request everyone to please sit down here. All organizations will address the gathering. I request all students to please sit down. यहाँ आए सभी साथियों को जय भीम, लाल सलाम।
Let me also go across to our guests who are now joining us on this top story. All the news breaks right here on Republic TV. I'm going to now be joined by Xavier Roderick, senior journalist, and also George Kurian, political analyst. Today, the story that's been broken by us and a direct impact of Republic Newsbreak, and everybody picks it up, is Vemula's family is going to meet the Chief Minister. But Xavier, I want to come to you first. A lot of politics being played on a closure report that's been accessed by us and filed by the police, in which the last few words are that because of lack of evidence, after serving the notice to the complainant and submitting the final report, we believe that it's kind and enough for it to be a closure. Why this brouhaha? It was politics played by Rahul Gandhi at that time. Cops have submitted their findings. They've gone into great detail about it. Now a direct access impact of this, I'm also going to be breaking that next, is Congress President Kharge now saying they're going to go to the Supreme Court on this. I wonder with what locus, but I'm not going to get political about it. As Kharge is questioned, Savio, the only question right here, why politicization of an issue that's now being settled at the level of the High Court and the police?